Alright, so welcome back to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. Alright, we're going to discuss Tyreek Magee. Now, quite an interesting one. And yesterday, Tyreek Magee played against Cavalier, played for Vere Phoenix, and he played against Cavalier, and it brought up some interesting points. I was there watching the game keenly, specifically watching him, because I really wanted to see what he was going to bring to the league and specifically to Vere Phoenix. And the first thing that I say is, I don't think Tyreek Magee will help them that much. I'm going to explain to you why I think so. I can be wrong. But before going to that, I would really appreciate it. Let's do the YouTube stuff by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. Those stuff, little YouTube stuff. So, and thank you very much, people, again, for the continued support. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Alright, now let's get on to what I see in the game, what I saw in the game, how the game panned out, and what I saw of Tyreek Magee. And I'm going to also go to the reason why I think it won't necessarily help Vere Phoenix. And we might see, if they continue on this trajectory, it can be relegation. Alright, let's get on to it. First, no, from season start, Vere has been struggling on many different facets. In front of goal, in the middle of the park, in the defensive third, they have been struggling. And the addition of Tyreek Magee, whilst I say I think it's a good addition, I think it's a quality player to add to the team, I don't necessarily see it really improving the team significantly enough or changing the fortune of the team. Now, some aspect of Tyreek Magee game that I thought you'd have gotten past or gotten better in, and I still saw it yesterday. One, the track back. It does not necessarily work really hard off the ball, and that is something that I took keen notice of. Now, when he did have the ball, he looked really smooth in transition, smooth in controlling the play, controlling, dictating the game. It looks really good in that. Even 1 and 2 times, I do believe that him kind of hold on to the ball a little bit too long, where he get caught out on the ball. A few times he got caught on the ball, caused a turnover, and the Cavalier players would have gotten an attack and sometimes gotten a shot off. But even if you look at the goal, the goal that Vere Phoenix scored, was 90% of that goal was all on Tyreek Magee. Drop it in the middle of the park, build up the play, nice smooth build up in the middle of the park, release the strike, release the winger, and actually go back in the same channel and play by the ball, sit in the same channel, and he was there with the ball across the goal. I think him kind of go off a goal. I think the goalkeeper should have done a little better as well, but not really good from the goalkeeper. Ball goes through the goalkeeper lower portion, but I think that Magee really whipped that one, whip it really hard towards the goal. So, and the striker followed through on it. But in the attacking third, you can see the quality. Also, like from set pieces, when I whip the ball across to the back post, you can see those good qualities coming out. Those really good qualities coming out. But the position that Vere Phoenix is in is the problem. They are currently in the relegation zone, struggling to find points, struggling to find a win. They need all players to be working extremely hard defensively without the ball. They can't afford to have passengers. No, Talbot, whilst he's not having a horrible season, he's playing okay, but he's not a high work rate player without the ball. And when a team does not have the ball, then no addition of that with Magee, so you have 2 players now in the middle of the park who don't really work extremely hard without the ball. That is most definitely going to cause some problems. Now, the main problem that I've seen that Vere Phoenix is having from the start of the season, in my perspective, my opinion, I'm not a coach, I'm not I'm just someone just giving an opinion from what I have seen. It's not a player quality issue. I think it's more so of a coaching issue, and I've said it multiple times. I don't think it's a player quality issue. They do have some young talents, some really good young, some really good young talents, some of the best young talents actually. But unfortunately, the coaching aspect of the team is just way off. No, I'm not saying that they don't have good coaches. All I'm saying that the team is not properly coached. There's no structure to how they play. When they lose the ball, it just looks chaotic. Once they don't have the ball, it looks too chaotic. No organized defensively. Whilst they look good attacking, because it's a lot of chaos. Once you cause chaos in your attacking third, you're likely to get something or get a goal or even get something, get a shot or something like that. But defensively, once you lose the ball, you need structure, you need organization. You need the team to play a particular way so that they can retain back the ball. If not retain back the ball, they are so structured. They can shift in whatever position, left or right, just to cover the goal. But there's none of that. Whenever they lose the ball, it becomes a 1v1 and constant chasing. Either fullback if you run back, I broke the neck, I try to go back. Centre back, I broke the neck, I try and make last ditch recovery. And once you see that more often, your centre backs them and your fullback them, if you make last ditch recovery, it means that structurally, there's something wrong with the team structurally. Now, if it's a case in which if the fullback are chase back and you see the centre back are come across to come cover, it means that the team structurally is alright. But if your fullback are chase and your centre back also a chase, something structurally is wrong. Now, big person might say no go so, fine, no problem. We all have our opinion on the game of football. As you know, football is an opinionative sport. Very subjective. It's all about how you see or view the game. But in my perspective of watching football, understanding, speaking with coach and something there, if you have your centre back at chase and your wingers at and your full back them at chase, something must be wrong. If you have a centre back at cover, there's a difference between chasing and covering, Now, what I mean chasing is like this. So the striker go, full back the behind the striker a fall line. Then now you have a centre back and the full back behind a striker, so a fall line. Versus striker go, full back a chase. And then you have the centre back a come across. That is some level of structure. If the centre back a come across, it means actually in a probably decent position. But if the centre back a chase as well behind the striker, behind the full back, structurally something is really wrong there. No, so that's one of the main reasons why I think that even though Magee is a quality player, without the ball, the team is going to struggle with him. And this is something that I thought that you'd have worked on, because the idea is to go into Europe. And you know how Europe structure right now. If you don't work hard without the ball, you're in trouble. Now, the whole aspect is they're trying to, probably try to hide his deficiencies in work and probably put like a double pivot behind him. But how long can you do that? How long can you do that? Especially if the double pivot is not that good, you might be in problem. So despite Magee, I do think that initially on game day one, he had a fairly decent game. 1 and 2 turnovers, but that's not much. He did give them something in the final third. But the problem is, because of the position that Vere is in right now, where they're struggling or fighting to get back out of relegation, they will need like all 11 players on the pitch to be working extremely hard to recover the ball whenever the team loses the ball. And I don't really see that from Vere, especially in the middle of the park. When we watch Wooling alone, sometimes I see how it works so hard. Sometimes Rabina, if you're jumping in the middle of the park, sometimes Rabina the right back, left back, centre back. Sometimes, so it's just really hard to identify, sir, what exactly is it that they're doing? What is it that they're doing? Or they're trying to build up the play. Or they're trying to recycle the ball. What area they decide to press, or them decide to press, what triggers the press. So these things really hard to find because it's just more chaotic than understanding. No, I'm not saying that I'm an expert in this area, but at the end of the day, it's just my opinion on what I see. But I do think despite the quality that Magee has with the ball, without the ball, we still see his deficiencies without the ball. And that's an area that we've been speaking about with Magee for a long time. And apparently it seems like it hasn't have fixed as yet. And me see to me too, yeah them yesterday. right in front of me, I watch him. I say, oh, I fully understand what is being said. No, you see when you watch it on TV, it's not that saying you don't see it, but when you watch it, because the TV tends to follow the ball. But when you see it, when you organize, you say, oh, sometimes like when you lose the ball and you walk off, so I say, oh, that's not necessarily a good attitude. That it just don't look right. Not saying that he's not giving all, are not putting a shift. He is putting a shift. But those little smaller details are what kind of just distinct you from the rest. Just separate you from the rest. And it just glaring obvious. It glaring obvious. Now, as I said, where Vere Phoenix is concerned, with the addition of Magee, yes, quality. Unfortunately, the position that Vere is in right now, I highly doubt that Magee will be. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm saying I doubt it, that he will be able to carry them further up the table. He will provide, though, he will provide goals, he will score goals, and that's 100% facts. That will happen. We have seen it in the game day one, we see it, which is going to happen. But the problem is, will it be enough? That will be the big problem. Even though I think Cavalier is not necessarily the best testament to use and judge it, because Cavalier is one of the top teams in the league. So let's see. I will definitely do our follow-up video to this when I see them play against one of the lower tier teams and see how things pan out between them. It's quite an interesting one. Anyways, it's my opinion. I can be wrong. I can be dead wrong, and I have no problem with that. It's just my opinion, my observation, watching the game yesterday, and this is basically my analysis of the situation that Vere Phoenix is in, and also the addition of Tyreek Magee and how Tyreek Magee will help them, if he can help them, and also my analysis of Tyreek Magee's performance that we saw yesterday. Performance-wise, I thought he had a good game. As I said, still providing the final third, which is really what they need him for. So basically, him doing job. But as you know, in a defensive third, that's where Vere Phoenix have been struggling for the entire season, conceding too much goal. So that's an area that they must fix, either additional defenders or a proper structure that can help protect the team, protect the defenders, and protect the goalkeeper. But personally, I don't think it's a quality issue. I do think they have good quality players. It's just that the coaches probably have to come together and find something that works with each quality player that they have on the pitch. Just my observation. Anyways, big up on yourself, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell us what you think in the comment section, people. See you guys again. Until next time, MG Sport here. We're out. God bless. Boom. And I mean outside.